Massive warning. Do not buy these crypto coins.
These are 3 crypto projects that you absolutely should not touch.
Welcome to the Bean Pod. This is your place for all things stocks and crypto. From beginner tips to expert picks. Use this as fuel for your investing journey, because when you're in the know, your money will grow.
This episode of the Bean Pod is sponsored by KyberSwap.
KyberSwap is a DEX and DEX aggregator, which is built to facilitate all your DeFi needs in one single platform.
Fast, cheap, and safe.
User experience is KyberSwap's sole focus to make everyone's life better in DeFi. Welcome to the Bean Pod. This is Shane, aka the Jolly Green Investor.
And this is Josh, the Nifty Investor.
Today, we're going to be issuing a huge warning not to buy these 3 crypto coins.
These are 3 crypto projects that I would not touch, you would not touch, and probably anybody watching or listening to this podcast should also not touch. And we'll go over the reasons why. And sometimes you don't need to have 10 reasons for one project. All it takes is one.
Yeah.
We did a Truth About Cardano episode. Make sure you guys watch that one. It's really interesting. But there was one red flag in that episode where led us to maybe not buying it.
And this is the third Do Not Buy Crypto series the third episode in the series. The first 2, we uncovered some red flag projects before they crashed. We uncovered Axie Infinity. And then it absolutely bombed.
There was like a $1 billion hack.
Yeah. And then we talked about crypto.com.
Which rug pulled the
rewards thing. We talked about that before it all happened. So we've had a pretty good strike rate with these do not buy these coins. So you need to watch this episode until the end.
Decentralized also went to absolute zero.
Yeah, 40 users.
We called that one as well. So
Garbage.
This is an important episode. We have a really good strike rate, as you mentioned. Make sure you hit the like button, leave some comments, subscribe. We appreciate you guys tuning in because that's what keeps us going.
All right, let's start with a coin that is one of the most heavily traded coins right now in terms of volume, which is why we need to issue this warning. People are going crazy trading Luna.
What the fuck?
Man, obviously everyone knows it was the $60 billion crypto crash. It went from a top 10 project to literally zero. However, this thing is in the top 15 for crypto trading volume right now. It's basically trading as a meme coin. The project is dead. The founder is on the run from Interpol.
Yeah.
And yet people are buying and selling and buying and buying and buying this scam coin. What's going on?
Man, so it's frustrating because, there could be some really good projects out there. Like Hedera, we talk about all the time. And it's up like 3%. And you look at this stupid fucking coin and it's up 30%. And I'm like, there's so many degenerate fucking gamblers out there.
Yep.
A lot of these people, they're going to see it up like 20, 30%. But then you go the next day and it's like top losers and it's down like 40%.
It's a scam coin.
It's a scam coin.
So it was at 115, now it's at 0.0001. I mean, that should tell you all you need to know about it. I think there's delusional Luna bag holders out there that they say we still believe in the tech. Someone's going to take it over. Someone's going to develop on it. Here's the one thing I hear all the time. Binance is burning tons of Luna Classic. So if the supply is being burnt, the price will go up. Doesn't matter. This thing is not going anywhere.
So to save their stable coin, right? They had to like inflate. So they had to pump a ton of reserves into it.
Yeah.
And so it ended up, for it to get back to like $1, it has to hit a market cap of like $1 trillion or something like that.
Like 500 trillion or something.
So they'd have to burn so much. I don't know if they have the computational power to even burn this amount of Luna.
I think it's you have these bag holders, right? And they just wishing that it goes back to $1. You know what? Oh, imagine if Shiba goes to $1, like blah, blah, blah. Imagine if SafeMoon goes to $1. And not only did they rug pull the original Luna coin, then they launched Luna 2.0. Which went from $17 to $2 like that.
Yeah.
So they've done 2 rug pulls and people are still buying this shit.
Yeah.
So that has to be number 1 on our list. Do not touch these coins. They are scam, at best meme coins.
Yeah.
The odds of you losing your money are very, very high.
Absolutely. And another thing I don't like aside from the fact that Kwon royally screwed everybody involved with that and is still being a little on Twitter.
Yep.
The fact that, so the Luna Foundation Guard, the LFG, the nonprofit organization that supports the Terra ecosystem, has halted the planned distribution of the $100 million from its reserves that was supposed to go to the UST holders from the previous. So they're like, oh no, I know we said we're gonna give this back to you, but there's something going on. We can't give it back yet.
No one is going to see a dime from that foundation or project. Kwon had the audacity to continue shitposting on Twitter while everyone was losing their money.
Mm-hmm.
He's just posting hilarious tweets saying, "Oh, I'm not on the run." Dude is on the run. Like,
people literally were losing their lives because of how much, like, they were committing suicide based off of how much money they were losing. And there's a lot of big companies that was holding Luna or UST in the reserves, and this caused a $300 billion wipeout across all of crypto at that time. So if you're wondering why crypto had that huge crash, what was it, back in May, I believe, this was the reason. I'm not going to be supporting a coin or a project that was single-handedly involved with causing the crypto market to absolutely just get annihilated. Bitcoin had like a 10% sell-off that day, which is huge. So Voyager, Celsius had to file for bankruptcy. Three Arrows Capital was forced into liquidation. The ripple effects that it had on the entire crypto market, because Three Arrows Capital will be holding other projects, so they had to then sell those off, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just an entire clusterfuck, and it's not a project I'm supporting because they've never once demonstrated any sort of legitimacy.
No. Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. So don't touch Luna, Luna Classic, Luna 2.0, Luna 3.0. Just stay
anything.
Clear away from them. So I think we have one really interesting one that might be controversial, but I'm going to leave that one to the end.
Okay.
So let's go to the next one, which I think is a much more straightforward one. However, people still need to know Litecoin.
Right. This is an OG project, right?
OG. It's the second oldest crypto, which is one of the reasons why it has the number 20 market cap, despite having no development being done. No real world use cases. It's a dead project for all things considered, right? It was at 300, it mooned up to 350 in the bull market. It's down to 50. I think just the fact that it started in 2011 around Bitcoin, it's a household name. Every exchange has it. The trading volume is very high. It's a very liquid coin. If you ask, someone who doesn't know anything about crypto, they probably know about Litecoin. That's why it's maintained its market cap. But we're trying to find projects that have real world use cases. They're solving problems. They have longevity. Litecoin is not it.
So Litecoin is a decentralized money, free from censorship and open to all. Send low cost, private, secure, borderless payments to anyone, anytime, anywhere. That is what they claim. What's interesting though is that Dogecoin was a copy of the Litecoin tech. The thing is, do you ever really hear about Litecoin besides the fact that it's on, all these different exchanges? Not really.
No.
But if Dogecoin is using the exact same technology, they also have Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And, the entire meme community, you're going to see, like, Elon said that you could start accepting and making payments for Teslas and whatnot with Dogecoin. That's a use case where I'm not seeing Litecoin being used anywhere. And when you have somebody with that type of pull, social media influence, that's so much more marketing and so much more branding. And Dogecoin is going to end up being the one that's used because it's the exact same technology.
Right. So the original marketing for Litecoin was that it's the silver to Bitcoin's gold.
Yeah.
Right. It's faster and more scalable than Bitcoin. The founder actually now works as a director at Coinbase. So he's still in the industry. However, as we've talked about, there is no real world adoption. In 2021, I don't know if you remember, I kind of remember this. Last year, there was a fake press release that Walmart had partnered with Litecoin.
Right.
That they were going to start accepting Litecoin at Walmart. And the token pumped like 30 or 40% in a day. And then Walmart was like, this is absolute bullshit. And it dumped again. So red flag.
Yeah.
Fake news reports coming out. Think about someone would have purchased millions in Litecoin, paid some news company to make a fake press release about Walmart, pumped the token, sold their bags, and got out. That's what's happening. That's what's happening with Litecoin. Does this sound like a project that we want to get involved in?
No, especially when their founder sold at the exact top. And 5 wallets hold 65% of the total supply.
Ugh.
So that's not really decentralized either, is it?
No.
So
I think honestly, Litecoin, I would say avoid Litecoin at all costs. And I think you can probably group like a number of other OG crypto projects into this pool while we're talking about it. Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, Bitcoin SV, all these old projects from like 2011, 2012, 2013 that you see in the top 50 in market caps. And you're like, there's nothing going on in these ecosystems.
Yeah.
Avoid them.
You're absolutely right. I mean, what's the value prop here, right? Like there's faster coins, there's more secure coins, there's, the transaction speeds are faster on other projects. What's really happening here? I think it was, so the development progress is almost non-existent. You go on to like GitHub or go through any future plans. There's not really much going on there. It's pretty empty. And what's interesting is because of the lack of economic activity with this project, it's important for miners because it's a proof of work blockchain, right? So if the fees aren't being generated, then the miners, it's less enticing for the miners to mine Litecoin.
Who's mining Litecoin?
Exactly. But that's the case. So lower price. So what ends up happening, because there's less incentives to be mining it, the price declines, there's less incentive. And it's like this vicious loop that just causes the price to continuously decline.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing I found at all that's good about it. I actually traded Litecoin. I did well with Litecoin in 2021 because it was one of the 5 cryptos that was available on BitBuy, which was one of the first Canadian exchanges that I used. I mean, I was like, I have Bitcoin, I have Ethereum, I have XLM and XRP. I'll fucking buy some Litecoin.
Yeah.
And it went up. Everything can go up. Doesn't matter. It's a good project.
It's a bull run.
Yeah,
right?
But like the Beanstalk, the Bean Pod, we're about finding projects that are solving real solutions with real teams and real founders. And Litecoin is the opposite of that. So I'm avoiding Litecoin at all costs.
And the fact, you have to understand that there's competition in every space. And at some point, only one company will end up winning in that sector, right? Or, or one or two. Like there'll always be a Pepsi to Coke.
Yep.
But to Dogecoin, the mining, to that point I just made about the mining, the miners for Dogecoin are actually making way more money.
Right.
So
I like it. All right, forget about Litecoin. We're not buying that shit.
So we're not buying Luna. We're not buying Litecoin. You said this next one is a little bit more controversial. What are you thinking here?
I think so. So I want to talk about Fantom. Now, Fantom it's a layer 1. It was one of the darlings of the 2021 bull run. It saw a massive pump from 2 cents to $3. It has on the surface some excellent technology. Very, just like they all do. We're the fastest. We solved the trilemma, most scalable, environmentally friendly, proof of stake, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. They all say that. That's great. It's EVM compatible, access to Ethereum, great. The ecosystem is decent. They have 200 plus dApps on Fantom.
Correct.
However, we always like to look for red flags, and they've seen 2 key members of Fantom. Fantom keeps being abandoned by its team.
Yeah, I see. I've noticed that. What's up with that?
That I don't like. So a top developer and founder of Yearn Finance, which is a top DeFi project on Fantom, this guy, Andre Cronje or whatever, he left Fantom. Now, I don't like to see like a pillar of the community just leaving. He's maybe coming back with a new NFT marketplace built on Fantom, but I don't know. It was never really revealed what happened there.
He left twice, I think, too.
He left, and another guy left.
Yeah.
Key Fantom architect, Anton Nell. He left. He's gone. He's not coming back.
Right.
What's going on here? No one really reveals these reasons, but like it's red flags that you search for in communities and projects, things that are going on in the background. I don't like the fact that people keep leaving this project. What's going on with the community of the developers that causes people to leave?
So that is interesting. I'm wondering, like, I don't think we're ever going to get that answer. But obviously, like, if you're sticking around, so for example, the Algorand guy, he stepped down. But I think it was just to pursue another area within Algorand to help facilitate the growth in a different area within Algorand versus remaining the CEO or president or wherever he was. Right. But you're right. There's like so many. So we talk about how many different projects there are out there. This one claims to be fast and scalable, but it lacks the decentralization. And there's a reason for this. There's only 60 validators right now, right? Like Ethereum has all of a sudden become really decentralized because I think there's like 2 validators that control 45% or something of the nodes. This one has 60 validators, but to be a validator, you need to have over 500,000 staked, which means that only whales can end up being the validators. Two of the largest validators at one point in time had technical difficulties. They had to shut down the blockchain. Well, it's not a blockchain. I think it's a DAG technology, but they had to shut it down because two of the validators, when you only have 60, that's not very decentralized.
No.
So there's other platforms out there like an Algorand that is decentralized. It's fast. It's secure. It's all these things that this is, except this platform lacks the decentralization.
Yeah, I think that's an important point you made just there. So there's so many layer one blockchains to choose from. There is hyper competition for layer ones in the bear market, in the next bull market. So, you don't want to invest in 30 layer ones. You want to pick a few for your portfolio, ideally. So yes, maybe Fantom will come back. Maybe Andre will come back and the ecosystem will grow. But there's so many other projects that I prefer to Fantom because they don't have the red flags that Fantom has. When I looked further into Fantom, again, I've been talking about this more lately, DApp Radar shows you the users that they have on their dApps. The top DApp on Fantom is Spooky Swap.
Yeah.
It's their DEX. Under 400 active users.
Well, there's not a lot of economic activity there, is there?
And one of Fantom's claims to fame was its DeFi. That was kind of what spurred its rise. It had some great lending, yielding, borrowing DeFi projects, Year in Finance on Fantom. But that guy left. And their top DApp is the DEX, which only has 400 users. Even Cardano's DEX has more than that. I mean, so I'm not seeing a lot of adoption. I'm not seeing much NFT adoption. Basically, no play-to-earn games to be spoken of are built on Fantom that I found. Maybe a couple of tiny ones that maybe didn't even launch.
There's some they claim to be super fast, but I believe that their 300,000 TPS was also brought down to 4,000 as well. So that's a massive red flag there as well. Also, they don't really have any partnerships.
Yeah,
you go through the partnerships section, like they have like Chainlink,
everyone's
and OKX.
Yeah,
like okay, they listed Chainlink, which everybody uses to bring the data on for Web 2 or whatever. And then they list an exchange. Like those are not partners. No. A partner is, like Hedera Hashgraph, who partners with, one of their council members, LG.
Yep.
Right. That's a partner. These guys have no partners at all, and they're built for enterprises, or is enterprise focused.
Yeah.
Where's all the enterprises?
They're nowhere to be found.
Right. So
I think it's like a number 70 ranked coin right now. I mean, look, I think for me it's very simple. There's so many layer ones to choose from. If you're going to look at a top 100 coin, it's got to have a lot of things going for it. And Fantom has red flags of being abandoned. People are abandoning that baby. Mm-hmm. Adoption is not there for me. I'm not seeing a variety of different projects. They were never really able to expand out from DeFi to the metaverse, play to earn, NFT. Never saw that. Now you're saying you're uncovering issues about the speed, about this, about that. There's just too many red flags for me. When you look at the market cap and the competition for Fantom, do not buy.
So I give this project maybe 2 years, okay, before they're gone.
Right.
The reason for that is the staking rewards run out to incentivize the validators. So I think there's there's 1 year left before the staking rewards run out. So this means that either to keep rewarding the validators, they're going to have to increase the transaction costs, which is not good for adoption. Or B, they're going to have to increase the max supply so that there's still an inflationary aspect to keep rewarding the validators. Right. One of two things are going to have to occur. If you increase the max supply and it becomes inflationary, the price is going to go down, right? It's being diluted. And if you increase the transaction fees to keep rewarding the validators, well, then that's going to lead to higher transaction costs and nobody's going to use it. So they're in a bit of a pickle and they only have a year left before that happens. So yeah, that's why I'm saying I give this project max 2 years.
I don't like it. I'm avoiding Fantom at all costs. Again, it could pump. Crypto can pump just regardless.
For no reason. I mean, we talked about Luna. It pumped every once in a while.
Yeah, but if you're looking for a long-term investment, I don't think Fantom is it.
No.
If you are watching this video and you have any other ideas of coins that you don't like or think that we should include on our next do not buy list, make sure to comment because we're always looking for new projects to look at.
Absolutely. And then make sure you guys hit the like button and then subscribe to the next episode. And then also tune into the next episode.
That one's going to be a banger.
All views expressed by speakers on the BeanPod are solely their opinions. You should not treat any opinion expressed on the BeanPod as a specific inducement to make a particular investment or follow a specific strategy, but only as an expression of their opinion. This podcast is for informational purposes only.